Okay, so this is how we'd like you to measure your windows for our measurement form before you send them back to us. We've got a mock-up window in the workshop here. Now let's just presume that this is a kitchen window. You've got a fixed one in the middle and two openings, one on each side. The first thing we need to do is identify the window on the sheet so that when you get the sashes, when you take delivery of them, you know where they're going to go. So on this case, we will mark on the sheet the kitchen window, and then you've got two identical side opening windows which may vary in sizes between 1 mm or 2 mm between them. So what we want to do is find the largest of them, and then we'll make the sashes to the larger size, which will mean there'll be some trimming to do on site when you get them for the smaller one, because we'll make them both the same size that way at the same time. So we'll measure the height of the windows, and this is how we'd like it done. It goes right to the top of the jamb. This is not the top of the door, this is the top of the jamb, across that opening, right down to the bottom of the frame. Chris is using a thin metal ruler to help transpose that across the tape measure. It's important to do both sides in case the frame's out of square. Again, we'll go to the bigger size. So just double checking that against the other window. So is there any difference, Chris?
2 mm.
Okay, right.
So that's the largest size.
So we'll put the larger size down as the height, 1362. Now we'll go for the width. And it's the width of the whole opening. Don't be tempted to measure the width of the sash. We like it done in 3 places. And again, we'll go for the larger width. So what have we got there then, Chris?
This one is 608. This one is 2 mm bigger at 610.
Okay. So essentially they're going to be for the same window, so we'll make them to the biggest dimension of 610. And there'll be some trimming to do of the smaller one on site. So that measurement is then transferred to the sheet, and the quantity of 2 is put on the sheet here too. So we called this kitchen, well, you call it kitchen left, we'll just call that the kitchen opening, if you like, or left and right. That way when you get the sashes delivered, you'll know where they're going. So on the sheet you'll notice that the styles width is already pretty populated at 65 mm. And if you compare that to the original ones, it's going to be slightly wider. These are 55. And the top rail, again, is 55. So we make them 10 mm wider. That gives you more structural stability to take the weight of the double glazing and to allow for the larger rebate that has to be taken out of the timber. But it's just important to note that it's going to be slightly wider than what you've already got. And the other critical measurement is the bottom rail, and because these do vary from anything between 90 to 100 mm, and this one you'll see is 95. And that's been placed on the sheet here. And other consideration is the profile of the internal moulding. There's 2 typical ones with a sash and an OG. This one here, if we open the window, can you open it for us, Chris? So if you look on the inside, that profile here has got a slight angle to it. That's called the sash profile. We have another window as a model in the workshop here, and this is to show you what the OG looks like. It's more of a, it's difficult to see with the light there, but it's more of a rounded and stepped moulding. So mark the sash moulding profile on here, and it's important to tick the right finish. In this case it'll be paint quality pine, prime painted, and whether it's an opening sash or a non-opening sash. In this case it's opening sash. And in the case of colonial bars, like this one here, these ones will be 3 equal spaced panels. So Chris is just confirming that they are equidistant. There's often a few millimetres between them, but when we order the glass, we'll order them equidistant. And now if we go on to a fixed sash, it's much the same measurement as before, right across the whole opening, between one mullion and the other. Again, measuring in 3 places to get the larger of the measurements. So we can mark this as the kitchen fixed centre sash. Now we know already that the bottom rail's 95mm and the height is the same as the others, and all the other details will be brought across from the same forms, identical, but this one will be obviously ticked as a non-opening sash. Okay, that is how we'd like them measured. Thanks, Chris.